Right, let's have a February edition. So what's new in the tank? Well, I'll show you when I put the lights on in the room, because we've got something new that's into the sump down below. We've had some new dosing times. We've had clean power heads. I'll talk you through that in a minute. We've had some new fish, no new corals, and a few coral deaths. So let me take you in. So first thing first, last week I did a video, but the file was corrupt and yeah, that got deleted. So I waited another week, let the tank settle down, because we've had a few problems this week, so tried to get them rectified, which I'll talk through later. It's all to do with test results. But let's go through the tank. So I decided to take off all my power heads, clean them. There's a bit of muck still on them. Again, now it's a weak build up, but yeah, I put them in a citric acid food grade, boiling hot water. Just leave them for 5 minutes, and then just toothbrush, clean them down, and yeah, they come out pretty much brand new. But as you can see on this one, I've got a bit of a bubble algae problem. See it there. I've had bubble algae for a while. I did put 2 crabs in here, emerald crabs, but you never see if they're alive or not. But I do have bubble algae, as you can see. There's a few in the middle there, just right there. But they're still keeping at bay. So I think they are still in here, but I haven't seen them, and I don't think anyone really ever sees them. I've just noticed, I don't know if I can see him, he was up here at the top, but I can't see him or make him out. But I've got a shrimp in here that eats the Aptasia. I forget what they're called. But yeah, you've just seen him. I haven't seen him for quite a few weeks, but just seen him swimming around. I can't actually see him anywhere, but let's take you through the corals. So first one is this one, the chalice. Doing good. We've got, you can just see there's a new, oh, you just come in just up the top there. So that's coming in, that's growing nice. If we can zoom in, that was it. And the orange lepto, again, it's colouring up nice. Doesn't seem to be having much growth, but yeah, coloration seems to be great. I mean, you can really see that. It's a lovely coral. And then my other lepto is just in here, the jack-o'-lantern, which, as you can see, is basing out beautifully. I'll try and zoom in, if it will. There you go. I mean, you can't tell, but yeah, it's looking bright. One of the brightest, one of my favourite corals. I think many other people's favourite corals, to be fair. The Duncan is, I mean, looks like there's a new head coming, really. That looks like it's about to go to 3. Hoping that it does. But yeah, that one's always been a bigger head than the other one. That's always stayed quite small, really, the secondary one. But from the last one, as you can see, we had a cyno / dinos outbreak. And as you can see, the bird's nest, we had one there, and then one just there, but they never made it, and they died off. As I think, obviously, everyone should have a graveyard at the back of their tank, and I think they are down there. One thing I was surprised at is my candy cane that I thought was dead has really made a recovery. It's really coming out. There's that little bit of die off there. Yeah, it's starting to really puff up. I have been turning off feeding the tank phyto. I've just ordered some other phyto and microfauna for the tank. And here we have the Setosa, looking like it's starting to branch up. As you can see, the edges that's really growing in the past 2 weeks. That's really growing. And as you can see there, I mean, I don't know whether it's going to spread outwards or upwards, but it's definitely growing. It's really getting bubbly on the sides. It's never had many polyps in the centre. I don't know whether it does have loads, but we'll see. And then above that is probably one of 2 corals that have grown the most, and that is the Hirasuta. And again, that's kind of starting to have its strange plating, branching. Yeah, that's the lovely green, it's the yellow, neon-y polyps on that one, but that's really growing. And the 2 branching montes behind, green and red, never had much growth on these, but you can see we had like a string of algae wrap itself around there, and there's a bit of tissue die off there, but it seems to be healthy enough. Obviously at the back, the GSP wall is strength to strength. You can't go wrong with a bit of GSP. And one coral I have forgot, I did have I can't remember what it was called, but it's right here, it's a Monty. It fell off and landed face down for overnight. You can just see it's pretty much dead. And I don't think that will be saved, so I want to grow over this side because obviously I can't get the scraper to it because of the cupboard. So what I want to do, I want to grow something, maybe a Cephastria. I'll try that one, I think, next time. And last time we came, we had the Zoas here. Now, they've just been annoyed by Mr. Cleaner Shrimp, so they've all decided to go in. As you can see, all the polyps are in. Mr. Cleaner Shrimp there, the culprit. Yeah, I've just put them there temporarily till they recover, because we also did have another death, which was the person that annoyed them in the first place, which is round the back. Is the urchin. Now, I don't know if you can see, I cannot reach that, because it's behind the big finger there. I can't get really to that side, so I've just left it in there, just let the algae grow over it. It could be harming the tank, I don't know, but it doesn't seem to have any ill effects at the minute. So moving on, we've got the forest fire. Again, strength to strength. This left hand one is starting to really kind of branch out. The 2 right hand ones, flipping the V's at me, aren't growing. And then we've got the yellow, which has gone really pale, and I think I know why, which you'll see later. It's still alive, still doing good, still got the green polyps. I think it's a Kung Tao or Cow Tao. Don't know, but yeah, it's doing good, but it's just not colouring up. But I do believe that yellow corals are the hardest kind of colour corals to keep. Now, around the side is the best growing. Here we have the Pavona. Now, as you can see, it's really spaced over the frag plug, growing all over, but it's unusual growth pattern. I do really like the growth pattern of this, and it's a lovely pale green kind of colour compared to the rest of the greens in here. Just that lovely big Aptasia behind. I don't know where Peppermint is. I know that I've seen him in here just, so he's got some work to do. Slacking off. Here, I can never get this on camera. It's a silvery coloured, bluey Montipora. Now this is sulked a bit lately, but it seems to be doing okay. The polyps are out, but I've had a bit of polyp extension on the edges. There, that side, that's where it seems to be growing the most. Other than that, it's had minimal growth since I've put that in. And really, coral wise, that's about it, other than the few deaths. Now, livestock, as you can probably see, a fish that I don't really like, to be honest, but no reef tank is complete without a pair of clowns. You can't beat them. So they've been put in. There's no aggression. They don't attack my hand, but can't left for the future, because they will. Because as we know, all clownfish are absolutely horrible. But they're just stunning. They really are. So they're swimming around as new tank mates, settled in, absolutely stunning. Now, as you can see on the ground, this is clearing up. It looks bad, but this is not as bad as it was. Obviously you can see it's all on there. Photo bomb. But yeah, it is starting to clean up. I've been dosing phytoplankton. I've just run out actually. And the way I do that, I turn off all the pumps, let this tank go still, I'll leave the return on, and that's about it. And just pour it in, and just kind of let the tank go cloudy for overnight. It really does cloud up, but I let the corals take what they want, feed. I'm guessing I'm feeding all the microfauna which eat that. And it is starting to get under control. It doesn't look like it, but it is. And the flow is the same, but obviously after I've cleaned them, as you can see, there's a bald patch. So when I've put them back in, they obviously haven't been facing the perfect. We've got a nice lot of movement on the top. Nice waves. Yeah, and I think that's really about it for livestock. So I'm just going to pause the video there, go put the light on, and I will come back in a second and we'll look underneath. Oh, here we are. So we've added a reef mat, because obviously my nutrients were quite, well, they were in check, but the tank was always cloudy and I never had any real filtration in here at all. I've just got the bio balls in the back. I never had the skimmer on, so I've now turned the skimmer on, which is a, obviously, Bubble Magnus 3.5, and then put this in. I mean, this was so easy to install. I mean, you just turn your pump off, cut your back pipe, fit on one fitting, and it just screws in. I mean, the glue that you get some little finger condoms, which are quite funny, way, and you put them on. And yeah, you just put everything together, click it in. I mean, to change a reel, you just flick that, down it comes, out it goes, and that's it. It couldn't be more simpler. I have previously had the Clarity, and changing that roll was a mission. So we're still dosing the Alpha Reef, which I'm still dialing in at the minute because of problems that I've had, which I'll go through in a minute with my test results. I'm still debating whether to switch to a Aquaforest, I think it is, because every Aquaforest tank that you see, everyone just seems to have to stop using Aquaforest because it ends up being too expensive. So we all want a bit of that. So I keep my tank 25.4. And right, let's go and have a look at the old test results. So here we are. I've done a test yesterday because I'm dialing in the Alpha Reef, because as you can see, we had a elk. Got a bit too high. And then I mean, that was on, you're talking 11th, so November. And I've been struggling with it ever since. I stopped all dosing and it was still going up, so I was maintaining it through water changes, but I've slowly brought that down to keep the corals as happy as possible. And yeah, as you can see, went down a bit, started dosing a bit extra, and look where we are today. So this is what we've just done. Phosphate 0.09, nitrate 7.9, I'm happy there. Alk 8, perfect. Calcium 445, 1350, and that was tonight at 6 o'clock, as you can see. But yeah, I think all my yellow corals are all to do with that and the death. I'm not sure about the dinos or cyano. I don't think. I mean, even looking at my, as you can see, the 2 to 3 nitrate there, that was when I ran out of the hanna and I went to the salifert. So I've never got on with the salifert nitrate. I do like the salifert calcium and magnesium, which I use with the Smart Stir, and they seem to be brilliant. But yeah, you can see where the results went. It's between these two. It's always been around 9, 7, and then stopped straight back up to 10 when we went back to the hanna. I used the hanna alk, nitrate and phosphate. But just going to show a little experiment now. So I sent off an ICP test, 28th of January, Reeves Elements. I mean, not quite happy as they've still not got back to me, and I've still not had my results, and I sent it off a week ago. But they did give me, to fill up the vials, whether it'll, see if I can get it in, 10 mil. So there's a 10 mil syringe there. So it's on the 10. Exactly, you can see the water in. I've filled it up already. 10 mil. And we've got the hanna, which 10 mil. Now if I do this one-handed, and I'll fill it up for you. So we've got 10 mil. So I'm filling up. Now, I know that we're meant to go for the bottom of the curvette, but that's quite far past. Whether we're, I don't know whether everyone's underfilling, but yeah, the 10 mil syringe from a scientific lab and a pipette, I don't know what you call them, from again a different scientific lab, are both coming up different. Now I always fill so the bottom of the curvette touches the line, but that seems to go well past to me. So if anyone knows, put in the comments to see how much you fill up to, because I'm now not sure whether all these test results on all of them, but it does it on every single hanna, and that's just the standard 10 mil. But that does come quite far past, so I'm a bit confused, really. So if anyone knows. But other than that, that is the tank update. There's nothing else. Nothing else to really say, so I'm going to leave it there, and I will see you probably next month, or when there's the next big update. Okay, bye guys.